Hi, everyone. I'm Erik. I'm Olivia's dad, and I'm going to tell you a little story about a person called Livy. Now, have you ever been so scared because you felt you were left behind and you weren't sure where your mum or dad were? Ever been there? Yeah? Scary moment? And how badly did you want to find your dad or your mum? Yeah? You can imagine, right? Even those that haven't had it, you can imagine how badly you wanted to really find your mum and dad. Well, Olivia might have been about 4 years old at the time. And she's used to staying at home with mum, and dad's usually at work. But one particular morning, Mum told Olivia that she was going to go and drop Carly, her older sister, at school, which was only 100 meters up the road from where we lived. But that your dad would look after you. And of course, Olivia said, okay, fine, and got busy doing whatever she was doing. And all of a sudden, she couldn't hear Dad in the house. So she got really worried. Have they forgotten me? Have they left me behind? So she ran out the front door to see whether Mum was out there, because she'd gone up to drop Carly off at school. Olivia was too young for school. And she couldn't find Mum, and she started screaming out for Dad. Dad, Dad. She obviously realized that Dad wasn't in the house because there wasn't any noise coming from Dad anymore. And she's running around the house calling out, Dad, Dad. And I was in the garage at the back getting something. But I could hear her voice, and I was calling out Olivia, but she was so anxious and calling out, Dad, Dad, that she couldn't hear my voice calling her out, Olivia, Olivia, I'm at the back. Until she ran out the back looking to see where I was, and sure enough, she found me coming out of the garage. And then she ran up to me and gave me a big hug and said, Dad, where were you? I said, I was just in the garage. I was calling you. Now, Olivia, if she had remembered that Dad was going to look out for her, maybe she didn't need to worry so much. But sometimes we get these things in our head that we start to think, what if I'm all alone? What if I'm left behind? Now, Olivia's mum is like the church. The church is telling you that God is looking out for you. And sometimes when we get scared, we get worried, we sometimes forget that God is looking out for us. Not that I'm saying that I'm God, but, all right, just the representation here of the fact that Dad is sometimes calling out your name, but you're so worried and anxious about what it is that's going on in your head or the worries of your world that sometimes you don't even know that He's just there watching out for you. Olivia grew up and learnt to put a lot of trust more in God than her dad. And she's grown up to be a very brave girl, doing many brave things. Even today, talking to you guys and the adults about her relationship with Jesus and how badly can you really find Jesus. And so when you go back to your seats, I want you to remember this. There is this verse, Exodus 27, verse 14, that says, patiently wait on the Lord. Be brave, be courageous, and patiently wait on the Lord. And that wait and patience sometimes mean stop calling out, stop screaming, stop looking for answers. Just take a deep breath and listen. Thank you for listening to this story, and I hope you remember that God is looking out for you. All right, thank you.